for this special call meeting, I did do a survey to at least see if we would have a quorum today, but unfortunately, we do not have a quorum. So for those who are out listening and watching and even were prepared for today's meeting, we do regret that we will not have a quorum, but I did want to share at least a couple of reasons of why we had the meeting scheduled today. At the last September 1st Board of Commissioners meeting, there was an agenda item for an update from our district attorney. And during that conversation, during that update, there were very many concerns made regarding the lack of resources that the district attorney has. And actually, it seemed pretty urgent, and we felt that it is urgent, which is why we're having this special call meeting. But the county management team was unprepared to address the questions, the concerns regarding the budget. Please do note that the Board of Commissioners recently did approve a budget and millage rate. And I would also say that the county management team has done a phenomenal job, especially over the last couple of years, to make sure that we've got a really good budget, that everyone is involved, including commissioners, to make sure that we've got the best budget based on the projections of revenue that we have coming in. And so during that last meeting, there was a request for new positions that the Board of Commissioners were interested in. Of course, based on the update that was received, we did seem to be pretty in agreement that this needed to be addressed immediately, but also we needed to go back and review the current budget, see the impact that it would have, and at the same time, soon after that, we were getting requests from other of the court systems. So today's purpose was to immediately respond to the district attorney's interest, a note of additional positions, to give the Board of Commissioners an opportunity to respond to that, but to also look back at the budget on how this could be addressed so that we're able to meet the needs for the public safety of our children and also for our citizens, especially as it relates not just to the district attorney's office, but also to all of the court systems who are attached, because again, public safety has been a great priority. When I speak of public safety, I do also include those who are in the judicial system as well. So again, unfortunately, we do not have a quorum to proceed further. Do regret it because again, this is another important issue that needed to be addressed sooner than later. But I also thought it was a great opportunity for staff to also respond to a lot of the comments and concerns that were expressed during the last Board of Commissioners meeting. So at this time, I'm going to pause. Are there any other comments from the other commissioners? Because we will need to adjourn. Well, not really adjourn because we didn't even have a quorum to call a meeting to order. But are there any other comments from any of the other commissioners before we discontinue the live streaming and to definitely make sure that we, again, just thank those who did tune in, and more importantly for the staff that obviously have done a lot of work preparing for today. So any other commissioners that would like to make a comment? District 1?
Yes, I have a question for staff if they're on. Did they tune in?
I see that we've got a hold for the Henry County Management Team. Henry County Management Team, there is a question from Commissioner Wilson.
We're on, Chair Wood.
Okay, thank you.
So with this book that you provided from the budgeting summary report, it goes back to 2019 up to current. It shows, if I'm reading this correctly, it shows a $6.5 million increase in the DA's office. Is that correct? That's 3 years.
Commissioner Wilson, you're referring to the budget summary report fiscal year 2020, 2021?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, sir. For fiscal year 2019 actuals, showing the district attorney's office was $2,014,067. And then for 2021, we adopted a budget of 2.693284.
So with that increase, when the overall judicial system only got in that period of time, the overall was only over a little over, well, right at $2 million.
That is,
But the district attorney's office was awarded the most of all the increases, correct? Majority of the increases went to the DA's office.
yes, sir, followed by the solicitor. So the DA's office and then the solicitor's office went from 2.5 to 2.7.
Okay. All right. Just checking. All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, Commissioner Barham, do you have any comments or questions?
Yes, I've got a couple questions and a couple statements. It's unfortunate that all the commissioners chose not to be here today. This is a very important thing. And I was really surprised at the district attorney how this thing was handled. Very disappointed that he was going to give us an update, and then we got into this thing about 3 new positions. It wasn't about any existing positions, but it was about new positions. And thank goodness we did the right thing and we didn't do anything that day. Give us time to look at all our court systems. I understand there's a couple positions in the court systems where there's some promotions that need to happen, and they need to be fulfilled, and we need to look at our whole court system. And we need to move together in a positive way. Once again, I'm a little disappointed that we don't have other commissioners. It seemed like when one of the commissioners doesn't come, then it seems like the other 2 decides they can't come all of a sudden, and that's disappointing. But anyway, that's just my comments. Thank you.
Okay, so anyways, again, we do not have a quorum today. I do again hope that as we move forward with our agendas, that's why we went through the agenda process, that as we continue to do the due diligence of allow the county management staff to prepare for meetings, especially if there's going to be a vote by the board, that we're able to have an opportunity to review that information. So I hope that as we proceed forward, that our board will continue to look for those efforts to, again, make sure that we've got, the balance of information that we need, and to allow the county management team to prepare for the meetings, but to also be respectful out of comments to the other colleagues. I think this board will and can continue to seek for ways to work more in harmony. Do hope that when we have these special call meetings that we will definitely make an effort to be there, because again, I'm very sensitive as a chair as to when I call these meetings, but do want to again make sure that we're giving staff the opportunity to present. So our next meeting for the Board of Commissioners is actually on, I guess, County Clerk, will you kind of make that official for us on September 15th?
Yes.
At 6:30 p.m. So hopefully we're able to have more conversations about what are the needs of this county, and more importantly, how do we operate within the budget that we've approved, and definitely make sure that if there are issues out there or needs that are out there, whether it be the DA's office, the Solicitor General's office, especially for anything that's related for the safety and health of our citizens, that we continue to do what this board has done, which is to make sure that those needs are met as we continue to look for and towards all the other items that we have on our agenda. So given that, yes, Commissioner Barnes.
Yes, I wanted to also ask the county manager a question, if I may.
Okay, County Manager, will you please return, please?
Yes, Sherry, I wanted to know.
All right, just a moment, Commissioner Barham. I don't see her yet showing. Okay, there you go. Yes, sir.
Okay, in our last meeting, I know she was blindsided as much as some of us were, and it appeared that an elected official had went around Sherry Matthews to present their presentation to some other commissioners. And some of us was caught off guard, and we was asking. I didn't think it was much for our county manager. I asked for to give her a week to come up with a plan and have a time to revisit this issue. And I think when COVID started, we were all, as commissioners on board, were kind of putting a hold on a lot of this stuff because we didn't know how it was going to affect our budget. We certainly was concerned about that. But I wanted to know from the county managers, has she had time to put all the questions so she can answer all these questions, or is it something that we need to put off? I know we talked about the next meeting, and that will be, I guess, a night meeting, and we'll have some zoning issues. Are we gonna put this on the next agenda, or are we gonna try to put it on the next morning agenda?
Well, let me respond to that because again, we don't have a quorum, Commissioner Barham. We can definitely, any commissioner can make a recommendation according to our charter to add anything to the agenda. Again, the agenda is in consultation with the board, which means that every commissioner can make a recommendation to what's on the agenda. And then during that date, the board can vote to add it to the agenda, especially since the one that is coming up has been published already. I don't want the county manager to get into any details at this time because we don't have a board yet to at least present that information to. But I do ask though that if there is any information that the Board of Commissioners can review prior to next Tuesday's meeting, that the county manager send that to the Board of Commissioners. And then during the next Board of Commissioners meeting, Commissioner Barham, you have every right to make a motion to amend the agenda for that day and to move forward with that. Again, we would need the majority of the board to approve adding that agenda item. That's why now for all agenda amendments, the day of the meeting, I'm recommending, well, I have been conducting the meeting in a manner so that we take each item separately so that each item can be voted upon by the board. And if the majority agrees to add it to the agenda, we will. And I do hope that we will, because basically there was some serious concerns raised during the district attorney's presentation about the needs to keep our citizens safe, especially our children, and the needs. I've since then have received some correspondence, even just knowing that there are some issues or requests, not issues, but potential requests from other court system departments. And again, those are very important departments regarding the safety of our citizens. So again, let's consider adding that to the agenda. You know, Commissioner Barham, you'd be more than welcome to make that motion during the next meeting. So again, that's the process that we have. Again, we do not have a quorum today. So again, just don't want to ask the county manager yet to make a presentation without the full board, but do request her to send us any information to preview so that hopefully we can have a really good conversation with all of the information that our county manager has prepared and even her recommendations regarding any new positions in the court systems. All right, does that address your question, Commissioner Bard?
Yes, it does.
All right, is there anything else before we just end and discontinue the recording and so forth? Okay, well, for those of you who tuned in, those who have actually helped our county management team prepare for today's meeting, special call meeting to talk about new positions in the court systems, which does include the district attorney's request. So I do regret that we did not have a quorum today. Do tune in to next week's board meeting, September the 15th. It begins at 6:30 p.m. And hopefully it will be added to the agenda if the majority of the board supports that addition to the agenda that has already been publicized. So as we end, I do say that we usually begin these meetings with an invocation, but I do ask that those who are of faith, that you do pray for harmony here in this county, and pray that God will bless our county as we continue to get through these interesting times by which we've got to lead through some very turbulent times as we live. So thank you all again. Have a good day. Thank you again for tuning in. We appreciate you. Thank you again.